And then we have Suites at Paya Lebar, which is also another boutique development that didn't drive up the price. So any small boutique development that launched around you, it doesn't really give you much traction. But another one came out called Botanic at Bartley, and this is a bigger development that drives prices up. The impact of timing your sale with the replenishment stage, not just the en bloc, but the replenishment, because the replenishment stage is what literally drives the market up, and also require the government to introduce 7 to 8 sets of cooling measures, or even dropping the loan to value to 75%, right, from 80%. So if you talk about a development called Sky Habitat on the left, comparing another development, Coco Palms, on the right, you will see that one launched during a price high of 2012. Okay, so people buying when the market is high, and TOP in 2015. So the mindset of buying new homes and sell during TOP, if that's your strategy, then you'll be very sad if you are a Sky Habitat owner, because you would have bought it in Q3 2012 for $1,600 per square foot, and when the TOP in 2015 fourth quarter, people actually sold for a loss of 1.9%, even in such a good location like at Bishan. But back then in 2015, or rather 2012, is not earmarked as a sub-regional center, so hence we do not gain traction. Okay. Whereas if you were to look at a suburb like Coco Palm in Pasir Ris, right? New homes launched in 2014, TOP in 2018, and the TOP was actually at the time of the replenishment of the market cycle. We see that PSF went up from 1,026 PSF to 1,231, and that's a 20% gain in just 4 years, comparing to someone that didn't time it right for the replenishment. Okay, so this is very important because many people don't look at replenishment as the upside to create new homes to go another level high. Okay, so with that, we also want to bring into your attention of the urban transformation zone. One of the zone is called Bidadari Township, and this is a development called Bartley Residences. Okay, so it was launched in Q1 2012. Okay, and you can see that when it first launched, there was a small other small boutique development that launched with it at about $1,280 per square foot. And then we have Suites at Paya Lebar, which is also another boutique development that didn't drive up the price. So any small boutique development that launched around you, it doesn't really give you much traction. But another one came out called Botanic at Bartley, and this is a bigger development that drives prices up. And this is about $1,314 per square foot for Bartley Residences in 2016 Q1. Okay. Of course, Botanic at Bartley didn't launch cheap, they launched about $1,005, and that literally helped Bartley Residences as well. That's why you see the sudden price hike over here. Okay, so this followed by Kensington Square and Bartley Ridge launch also within 2016, and then Jade Residences that happened, followed by the replenishment. Okay, so the replenishment happens in Q2 2018, and this is where we see a substantial growth here for Bartley Residences, going about 11.2% gain at that point in time. So this is where, if you look at the right side, the prices of Bartley Residences starting to be a lot more profitable consistently after the replenishment. So it's very important that we see replenishment as a benchmark of yardstick, that people are willing to pay X amount of dollar for a location. It's not just a hype. Okay, so of course the next launch will give you that catalyst, but the thing is it has to be continuous so that we will see that consistency. Okay. And with this, we then see the Lilium that launched, followed by Bartley View as well. That's why price continue to climb. Okay, so are new launches really better? And this is something that I have advocated just 1 year ago, 31st of January 2023, as you can see at the bottom right here, or bottom left here, sorry, Tuesday 31st January 2023. Okay, so we were saying that, wow, buying is getting 50% again, exiting is still 100%, and that's still true. So, but right now, in 1 year later, which is today, we see that while we are coming to the end of a supply crunch, which you learn, okay, there are 59,000 homes coming in. Can new homes still prevail to make the same profit as before? That's something that we got to think about, alright? Because it's no longer the 4 years. Right now we are talking about 7 to even 9 years, right? Given the understanding of how the en bloc numbers has to work. And then next thing, does this mean that it's not a good time to enter the market? Okay, so that's something to think about as well. But what's so important to understand based on the graph and all these article I just shared with you is that the replenishment of the former en bloc development is a catalyst for new homes. So the next en bloc cycle is likely to only happen from 2029 onwards, as you learned just now. So the replenishment as the focal point here will likely take place 2 years later, which is 2031. So what should we do? Shall we just take a passive approach, right? Okay, so when will new launch do better? Generally in a cycle. Okay, So it doesn't mean that you wouldn't make money. It's just that from a general standpoint, on a market basis, it tends to do better within a cycle. Okay, so those people who bought new homes 4 years ago or the last 2 cycles literally benefited from it given this phenomenon.